Now, a lot of times when I express these ideas, it's not really to convert anybody or to get anybody to believe the same thing I believe. It's just ideas, the way I see them, to give you a perspective on what I would say about certain situations. And what makes my opinion valuable is, first, my age. I'm 58 years old. Second is the fact that I even care about these issues at all. You know, a lot of times you want to disrespect people for different points of views, but the fact they're even speaking on a certain subject matter, you got to give them some respect for even thinking about the subject matter to speak on it. And another reason that it's important that I speak on it, besides, you know, my age and other things, one thing that's real important is that I've been conscious and aware for a long time, since 1979. I haven't eaten dead flesh since 1979. So I really do have a long-term perspective. When I changed the way I started eating in 1979, it was a new wave of thinking. When I had started growing dreadlocks and changed the way I was eating, it was a new way of thinking, because you got to understand, my parents come out of the 30s. So I wanted to get out there and I wanted to teach a lot of people about, you know, how to change the way they eat. Try to help people be healthier, because I started seeing how our people was eating all this poison, and they was having all these medical conditions from back when I was a kid, when they had what they used to call sugar, which is diabetes, all the way through, that people were having more and more and more medical problems based on eating all this garbage. And people didn't realize how much garbage was in the food, because you got to realize I'm born in 1958. So I'm in the period where the food was more wholesome and pure, and I'm watching the food become even worse. That's what a lot of people don't understand my era. I'm from cornflakes to Frosted Flakes. See? From where they was just eating oatmeal to now they got cookie cereal. So I was the generation that the Babylon system, they was after me. All you young people be talking, I'm target number one. They targeted my generation to get you. They're not targeting you. You already been messed up by targeting my generation, by putting the drugs into my generation, by sending the people a little bit older than me all to Vietnam. So they was selling all this junk to us, so we was trying to teach people. I was out teaching people, and I was using the fact that there's a lot of things to eat. Because when you go and you try to tell, you know, people, look, you don't have to eat all that meat. You can eat fruits and vegetables. They always want to know, you don't eat meat. Well, what do you eat? And I used to have to break down to them that I eat more than they eat. Meat eat is what you got. Chicken, fish, pork, beef. You the one only got 5 different meats you eat, and you flip them around and cook different parts of the meat to make it look like you eating a lot of different things. But you eating a chicken sandwich for lunch, and then you eating fried chicken for dinner. You eating bacon in the morning, and you eating a pork chop at night. You know, you've been eating pork all day, and you don't know you've been eating the same thing. But with vegetables, there's a whole lot of vegetables. So when people used to say, well, what do you eat? I used to say, everything in the store in the vegetable section. And I would start naming all the nuts and berries and things and say, look how much, it's thousands of fruits and vegetables. Because the main thing that meat eaters used was, well, what do you eat? 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 So in my mind, when the Sabi idea of eating comes into a plan, I'm seeing people tell people, you can't eat no broccoli, you can't eat no carrots, okay? Now, I don't like that, because I feel like the way Dr. Sabi was teaching how to eat, I think it should have been clear. It should have been made clear that the way Dr. Sabi is telling you to eat is for people that are already vegan. If you're already a vegan or vegetarian, that should have been made perfectly clear. If you're already a vegan and a vegetarian, it's all right to listen to what Dr. Sabi is saying. But I was on Facebook, and they got a nice site over there called Real Black Vegans. And a sister got over there and said, oh, I'm finna be a vegan. What do I eat? And people posting stuff for to eat. And now the Sabi vegans start coming on there, you can't eat this, you can't eat that, you can't eat this. And for somebody like me out there doing the street work, that makes it hard for me because y'all telling these people they can't eat all of this stuff. Come on, man, you bogus for that. Here I am, I'm trying to get a dude off a cow, and you telling him he can't eat no carrot and he can't eat no broccoli. And what's so bogus about it, especially if you live in the hood, I live in the hood. So when I see these vegan people saying, well, you can't eat no broccoli and carrots, I'm like, dude, they don't eat broccoli and carrots. You know what I'm saying? Here in the hood, they eating a bucket of chicken, an orange soda, and maybe some fries or some mashed potatoes. They might do some coleslaw or some mac and cheese. They ain't eat no carrots, and they ain't eat no broccoli. So how am I supposed to tell somebody don't eat carrots and broccoli that don't even eat carrots and broccoli, and I'm trying to get them to eat vegetables, and they asking me, well, what should I eat? And I'm giving them a long list of stuff they can't eat. I was giving them a short list of what they eat and a long list of what we could eat. So that's what I don't like about the Sabi idea of eating, because it's not designed to convert new people into vegans. It make people don't want to be vegans. They hear all that. They're like, man, I can't do all of that. So when I'm supposed to eat some grass, because that's what they thinking already before you even tell them to Sabi. They was coming to me, so what I'm supposed to eat? What you eat then? Because then they mad you ain't eat nothing. So the only way I could sell them vegan is I had to show them, man, it's a lot to eat. Man, it's a whole lot of potatoes. It's a whole lot of greens. I had to show them that. I couldn't start telling them, but you can't eat this vegetable and that vegetable and blah, 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 all this confusion. Plus, the Sabi way of eating should have been known that it was for people that's already into it. Plus, it wasn't even never for the hood. Let me get into that. That Sabi eating ain't for the hood. Dick Gregory was influenced by a lady named Miss Fulton. And Miss Fulton lived here in Chicago. She had a juice bar and she made drinks and things like that. And Elijah Muhammad and Dick Gregory was influenced by her. That's why Elijah said, eat to live. And Miss Fulton helped change Dick Gregory, get him off it. He was overweight, he was smoking, and she's the brains behind it. A person that don't get no props. That's what I was telling y'all. Miss Fulton is really way above Dick Gregory and Dr. Sabi. But anyway, so Dick Gregory, by him being a comedian, he's popular in the black community. He becomes an activist. He's even more popular. So when Dick Gregory changed the way he eat and said he was a vegetarian and a vegan, he was affecting a lot of regular black people, a lot of poor black people. He had an effect in the hood for people that college kids and high school kids could be more affected by Dick Gregory because he had a bigger outreach because of who he was. So when Dick Gregory was going around on television, all these big talk shows, taking people that's 800 pounds, helping them lose weight, Dick Gregory trained Muhammad Ali when he won that big fight against George Foreman. He trained the Pittsburgh Pirates when they won the World Series. Dick Gregory was going and he was training people how to have massive, great bodies, and he was helping people lose weight. Then he come out with the Bohemian diet, and he was out there trying to get people to get off of meat and get onto this Bohemian diet and to get into being a vegetarian and vegan. People not going to do no Sabi diet. It's not going to happen. Don't go show me no one dude either. Don't go show me no one dude, because that old one dude and them people, you had them lectures and you bring one or two dudes in to change, that ain't real. We out in the hood with this shit on the street, on the buses. If it can't be said on the buses, on the streets, on the trains, if you can't go in the crowd and convert people with the teachings, then it ain't no good. If they got to go to a special lecture and pay money, who you converting? You're not converting the real people out here that's eating all this bad government and food, that's walking up here living in these food deserts. Stop telling them people they can't eat this, they can't eat this, they can't eat that. The reason that so many people that call themselves trying to eat right do that is because they're trying to show off within the conscious community and show that they're on this high level. When I see a person promoting how Sabi, what Sabi say to eat and how Sabi say to eat, that shows me right there that that person has been disconnected from the hood. That person has become an offshoot black conscious person or conscious person only talking to the conscious community. That's it. People that's already get constantly aware and go seek out and find that that's all they talking to. How they going to compare to somebody on the streets talking to the average blow Joe, the average person? See, them two different things. So these people done got all conscious and they just talking to one group of people. So a sister want to change her diet and you tell her you can't eat this, you can't eat that, you can't eat this. So my thing is this. Who said anyway? I mean, that got to be more investigated, that whole alkaline versus acidic. I don't buy into it myself. I don't believe it. My thing is this: to clean out the body has to go through changes. It has to have different things, okay? So you can't just be on a fruit way of eating. If you just eat fruit, there's certain things will adapt to the fact you're eating fruit and you'll catch these things. And I got proof in this because when I moved to Hawaii, I lived in Hawaii for some years. And the Rasta brethren I know from Kansas City, he lived in Hawaii, he only ate fruit. Well, in Hawaii, they got lava rocks that's real sharp, and if you scratch yourself a lot of times with your legs on there, you get a sore. And if you get a sore in Hawaii off the rocks or in the ocean, a lot of times it won't heal, you get a staph infection. And this brother had got a staph infection in his leg, and all he do was eat fruits all the time. When I got out there, the brother, he was going to the doctor, he was laying around all day, it had moved all up into his stomach and everywhere, he was messed up. I took the brother and said, okay, don't eat no more fruit. Don't eat no more, nothing sweet. I started feeding him the more bitter stuff. Now he started eating the vegetables, the big pot of vegetables with the garlic in there and the peppers in there. Okay? He's eating cabbage. Yes, cabbage. He's eating brown rice. Okay? He's eating sweet potatoes. He's eating breadfruit because we're in Hawaii. So we're eating a lot of natural stuff that grow out there too. We're eating these different types of bok choy and we're eating different types of squashes. Then they don't have a lot of them here in Chicago. So we're eating all different types of squashes and things like that that are out on the West Coast. And this brother's eating this food that's more got garlic in it and different spices, thyme and cayenne and cumin. Boom, he healed right up. Now, another thing that I hear people say all the time, they say, well, see, you're eating this ain't no original food. Even some Kemetic, you got some Kemetic people tell you, that's not the original carrot. That carrot was grafted. Okay? Now, the Egyptians built pyramids and all that, right? Who believed they wasn't grafting food? Who really believed that old squash or that old yam you found, how you know that's the original? You're trying to tell me that nowadays people is taking marijuana and making all different types of strains of marijuana, and you trying to tell me the people in Atlantis and in Kemet, you telling me them people didn't know how to graft fruit, didn't know how to mix strains and make different strains of fruit? Come on, man, this food been changed and grafted and created and made since creation when man been on a higher level. So the idea that somebody put together a carrot, that ain't nothing new. To be honest with you, a lot of the food that Sabi would tell you is original food, he ain't got no proof that's original food. You would have had to been here. I doubt if it's original food. This stuff been grafted millions of times. If you grew marijuana, you would know that. I used to grow marijuana in Hawaii. That's what you do when you are a botanist. You learn how to mix plants. You learn how to crossbreed. And there is nothing new under the sun. I cannot go out here and tell them, don't eat that, and you can come over here and be a vegan, but while you're over here, you can't eat this and that. And because look how many things I'm going to name on their side they can't eat. Okay, you can't eat pork, you can't eat beef, you can't eat chicken, you can't eat goat, you can't eat fish, you can't eat shrimp, You can't eat lobster. Okay, now we're going to say you can't drink milk. Don't vote on their side. You can't drink milk. That's dairy, no dairy. You can't eat no artificial flavors, no artificial coloring, no preservatives. Okay, that's on their side. This is the meat eater. I done named all these things they can't eat. And then I'm going to tell them you could come over and be a vegan. But not only can you not eat all this shit I just told you, but you can't eat no carrots, you can't eat no broccoli, you can't. I don't like this savory diet. No disrespect to savory, rest in peace. Because, hey, I'm not here to trash nobody. I'm not here to trash him. The savory way of eating is anti-vegan. It prevents people from becoming vegans. It starts giving them too many things at one time that they cannot eat. And anybody think I'm lying, write down everything that you cannot eat on a piece of paper from Savvy, and then write down everything you cannot eat if you want to be a vegan. And read the list to yourself and tell me you can go out here and get some Christian meat eater or some person that worked for the city or worked for the state or some comedian or some rapper to stop eating everything on that list. That's too much. It's just like bringing a kid and saying, you want to learn to play an instrument? And the kid say, yeah, I want to learn how to play an instrument. You say, okay, which instrument you want to play? They say clarinet. And you don't put them in beginner's band. You go put them in the orchestra. They've been playing for years. They say, okay, here, sit right here. You young people should eat better, take care of yourself, and do your own thing. Have your own family and develop your own school of thought.
If you're ready to take the steps to better your health and eating habits, get the easiest way to become a vegan, a simple guide to starting your vegan lifestyle. With easy-to-follow instructions and a clear timeline, becoming a vegan never seems so manageable. For more information, visit www.veganintel.com and get your guide today.